In tonight's headlines, Hong Kong's Weightlifting and Powerlifting Association apologizes after a remark by chairwoman Josephine Ip triggers a controversy. John Lee spells out the government's determination to make Hong Kong a cultural center. And Russia charges 4 Tajik nationals with committing a terrorist act in connection with the deadly attack on a concert venue in Moscow.
The city's Weightlifting and Powerlifting Association has apologized after its chairwoman, Josephine Ip, mistakenly described Hong Kong as a relatively small country. The group said Ip was explaining how the International Weightlifting Federation handled membership issues relating to small countries' origins when she made a slip of the tongue. The Hong Kong-China Weightlifting and Powerlifting Association said there was no intention of advocating the city's independence and that it supports the Basic Law and the One China policy. Lawmaker Adrian Ho noted that it was not the first time the association has been embroiled in controversy.
已經係三番四次嘅情況之下，作為一個體育總會，有冇喺過往嘅教訓入邊去攝取教訓呢？我相信係冇嘅。
He said the group flew the regional flag upside down and played the wrong national anthem in an international weightlifting competition in Dubai. Ho urged the Sports Federation and Olympic Committee of Hong Kong, China, to suspend the association's membership pending an investigation. The federation agreed that Ip's remarks yesterday were an unconscious mistake, but urged member organizations to be cautious when dealing with national sovereignty issues. Chief Executive John Lee says the government is determined to expand Hong Kong's cultural landscape. He was addressing more than 700 high-profile guests attending the city's first International Cultural Summit at the Xizhu Center this morning.
We are committed to capitalize on our unparalleled advantages and develop Hong Kong into an East-West center for international cultural exchange. The Hong Kong SAR government attaches great importance to propel Hong Kong's rise as a cultural hub, and we are serious about this.
Henry Tang, chairman of the West Kowloon Cultural District Authority, said Hong Kong will continue to make its mark as an international arts and culture hub.
Our museums are embraced not only by our local citizens, but also attract a lot of visitors from both the mainland and overseas. WestK has become one of the most popular cultural landmarks in Asia and the 6th most visited destination in Hong Kong in 2023.
Tang noted that 5.6 million people have visited the M+ Museum and 2.2 million flocked to the Hong Kong Palace Museum since they were opened a few years ago. He said agreements have been signed with 21 leading global arts and cultural institutions, including Britain's Tate Museum. Janice Yu, Cable News. Hong Kong's inaugural financial mega-event week kicked off today with Chief Executive John Lee stressing that the city is more than capable of providing a flourishing environment for green finance and related investment products. Speaking at the opening of the One Earth Summit, Lee highlighted the city's advantages.
In recent years, we have also placed high priority on combating climate change, promoting sustainability, embracing a green economy, and building collaboration worldwide in these critical areas. In pursuing these goals, we are blessed with the unique advantages given to us under the one country, two systems principle. This principle allows Hong Kong to serve as the dynamic bridge between East and West, where diverse cultures, ideas, and expertise come together.
Speaking at the same forum, Pullman Low from Alpha Trial Capital said Hong Kong has the potential to become a green and sustainable finance hub. She hopes the One Earth Summit can be held in the SAR for at least 6 consecutive years to promote collaboration in sustainability between all sectors. Financial Secretary Paul Chan has pledged Hong Kong's support to green technology worldwide. Speaking at the first annual Hong Kong Climate Forum, he said the city will work to become the green financing center for Asia.
Finance and technology are key driving green transition. Nothing should stop us from facilitating international financial and technological cooperation on green matters, nor should there be international trade barriers or restrictions on green products or goods, such as new energy vehicles. Collaboration and fair competition will help us achieve a better planet future.
Chan said Hong Kong is determined to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. By 2035, emissions will be halved from the 2005 level. The government aims to achieve the goal of net zero electricity generation, green buildings, green transport, and waste reduction. Hong Kong families are not so happy as they were 4 years ago, according to a study commissioned by Wolfu Social Enterprises. And older people were found to be gloomier. The happiness index for families in the 65 years and above age group fell from 7 points out of 10 in 2022 to 6.5 points last year. The benchmark for individuals in the same age bracket dropped from 7 points to 6.63. It was an unexpected result because in the past, the elderly topped the list when it came to happiness. The survey organizers believe that senior citizens are less happy after their children emigrated. Yvonne Chak, a member of the Wolfu board, said some people informed their parents just 1 week before flying out of Hong Kong. She called for better communication between family members and said the elderly should be given time to adapt to major changes in their life. The Wolfu study involved 1,300 people who were questioned online last December. There was a slight decline in the happiness index for other age groups. The one for families slid from 6.57 points to 6.43, the lowest in 4 years. But there was an increase in family harmony, rising from a record low of 2.94 points in 2022 to 3.65 last year. Families appeared to be more willing to discuss problems openly with each other rather than staying silent. Wolfu stressed that the key to happiness is to keep an open mind and to communicate openly with one another. Janice Yu, Cable News.
The authorities in Moscow have charged 4 men with committing a terrorist act in connection with the deadly attack on a concert hall in the Russian capital last Friday. At least 137 people were killed and more than 100 injured. The 4 suspects are citizens of Tajikistan and all appear to have been beaten. They were ordered to be detained until their trial, which is expected to begin in late May. If convicted, they could be jailed for life. 3 suspects, Shamsuddin Fariduni, Dalerzon Mirzoyev, and Said Akrimi Rachabalizoda, pleaded guilty in court. It is unclear if the 4th suspect, Muhammad Sobir Farzov, entered a plea as he was escorted to court in an unconscious state wearing a hospital gown. The terrorist group Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack on the Crocus City Hall. President Vladimir Putin, who is at war with Ukraine, tried to implicate the neighboring country. He said the suspects were trying to flee to Ukraine when they were arrested. Kyiv denied any involvement. Svetlana Petrenko, spokeswoman for the Russian Investigative Committee, confirmed that 3 children were among the victims of the deadliest attack in Russia in 2 decades. Sachin Katpi, Cable News. Mourning continued in Gaza as Israeli military assaults killed more Palestinians. But as the Palestinian death toll climbed over 32,000, there's fresh hopes for a truce. United Nations diplomats say provided there is no last-minute hitch, the United States will not oppose a new Security Council draft resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire. China is supporting the Algerian draft, which could be voted on tonight.
I see a growing consensus emerging international community to tell the Israelis that the ceasefire is needed. And I also see a growing consensus. I heard it in the US, I heard it from the European Union, not to mention, of course, the Muslim world, a growing consensus to tell clearly to the Israelis that any ground invasion of Rafah could mean a catastrophic humanitarian disaster.
The local stock market lost ground today as investors waited on the sidelines for the annual results of many companies that are constituents of the Hang Seng Index. The benchmark closed 0.2% lower, extending last Friday's steep drop. Mainland brokerage firm CITIC Securities sank 3.9% after the Shenzhen exchange said it would scrutinize the company's sponsorship role in an initial public offering. Aluminium producer China Hongqia was the big winner of the day, shooting up 13.4% after the Shandong-based company's annual profit surged 32%.